Drones! They're becoming super popular, but also super unpopular, depending on who you ask. But the point of this video is you can use your drone to make money as a photographer. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about making money with your drone through stock photography, specifically Shutterstock. And I'm going to show you my top selling drone photos on that platform. Just be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I'm going to be telling you why I believe that these photos are selling. And I'm going to tell you about a few photos that do not sell at all. So it's pretty useful, so definitely watch till the end. But before I get into this, you may be wondering, what are the legalities of uploading drone photos to Shutterstock? Well, drone laws are regulated differently by each country. Shutterstock itself does not have a law regarding drone photo uploads, so what you'll have to do is check the laws in whatever country you'll live in to see what you need to do to legally be able to sell your drone images. If you live in Canada, I am sorry for you. Canada made its drone laws super strict. And if you want to know more about that, just watch Peter McKinnon's video. He says it best. All right, so let me just show you my top selling drone photos on Shutterstock, and then we'll talk about further details. All right, so my top selling drone photo on Shutterstock to this date is this photo right here. This is a photo of the beautiful city of Annapolis at sunrise. I think I took this at around like 6:30 or 7 a.m. in the morning. It sells pretty much every day or every other day. Pretty common downloads from that photo. And bear with me if you've seen some of these before. I've probably mentioned them in other videos, but there are a few new ones in this video as well. My second best selling drone image is this beautiful photo of the Baltimore Harbor, also at sunrise, on a beautiful snowy morning in December. There were literally like no people when I took this photo, which was awesome. Number 3 is this photo right here of another town in Maryland, a much smaller town, might I add, a town that is not very well covered on Shutterstock. The next one is another photo of Annapolis. The next photo is a town in Virginia, also a town that is not that well covered on Shutterstock and overall not very well known among people that don't live here. And then this next one is also another smaller city in Florida, which again is not super well known outside of Florida, I think. Okay, so now you saw the images. So these images have a few hundred downloads on Shutterstock, which is okay. They're not the absolute top sellers on my account, but overall they do relatively well. So obviously I don't work for Shutterstock and I can't tell you algorithmically what's going to work well, but here are some things that you can think about to figure out if a photo is going to sell and make you money. First of all, from looking at these photos, you probably realize that these are all photos of cities or towns. When I search for any of these cities or towns on Shutterstock combined with the word aerial, I don't find a lot of results. On average, for all of these places, there are about 1 to 6 pages of search results when I type in the name of that city, followed by the word aerial. And that's not a lot. So naturally, my aerial photos of these places have kind of risen to the top of the search results. In some cases, they are the #1 photo. So when you are deciding on what to photograph with your drone or which drone photos that you have already you should upload, you should ask yourself, how many other similar aerial photos are your photos going to be competing with? Now, here's an example of something that doesn't sell for me. I took some beautiful drone photos of San Francisco, many of which are on Shutterstock, and my San Francisco drone photos pretty much never sell. And that's because of this. When you type aerial San Francisco into Shutterstock, you will find more than 10,000 images in the search results. It doesn't really surprise me. I mean, San Francisco is a pretty big place for tech and for photography, so it's only natural that there are more drone photos of that city than other cities. So I'm guessing it will be hard to compete with cities that are well covered already. Now, obviously I photographed some cities as well, but they were not as well covered. So just based on my own personal sales, I can see that photos of cities, like places that people are interested in, do a lot better than all of the other drone photos that I have on my Shutterstock account. Now, if you're a photographer taking landscape photos of your drone, you're gonna have to ask yourself this question. What is the commercial value of this landscape photo? If you're taking an aerial photo of, a beautiful beach with some ocean waves, yes, it might be a nice photo, and yes, you could sell that photo, and maybe it will be a top seller. However, you also have a lot more competing images that might already look exactly like the image you're submitting. Now, if you're just taking photos of trees and things like that, are people searching for that? And if they are searching for that, would your photo come up? That's why sometimes I think when it comes to drone photos, it's probably a little bit easier to target specific places rather than, concepts like an aerial photo of trees, So if you are taking landscape photos with your drone, ask yourself, is this particular landscape a place that people might be searching for? A place that doesn't have too much coverage already? Maybe it's like a beautiful tourist attraction that people travel thousands of miles to get to. In that case, your aerial landscape photos might do really well. And that's not to say that landscape aerials don't do well. Of course, there are plenty that do well. And I do have landscape aerial photo sales. However, I'm just saying that my city photos tend to sell better than my landscapes. And these are just some conclusions that I am drawing based on what I've seen. But again, none of this is scientific evidence. This is the opinion of Nicole Glass. Now, take a look at some of these drone photos that I have on Shutterstock that have never ever sold. Some of these pictures, in my opinion, are really pretty and really cool, but they probably just don't have a lot of commercial value. So being pretty is not going to make them successful. Like, I really, really love this aerial photo of this, group of cows huddled in a field. I think it looks super cool from above. But again, who's gonna need that? What are they gonna need that for? And how are they gonna find my cows compared to all the other cows that are out there? So even though it's a personal favorite, it is not a photo that has ever sold. So anyway, this past weekend, I had the chance to go to the beach with a couple of friends. As you may know, I live in Washington, D.C., which is a big no-fly zone. Even if I wanted to break the law, I literally couldn't. Drones will not take off here. So when I have the chance to get outside of this no-fly zone, I get super excited. The weather wasn't that great during this beach trip, but I did have 2 different moments where I was able to briefly fly my drone. I am putting images from this trip up on Shutterstock, and just by doing a quick search of this location, I can already see that there are not a lot of photos on Shutterstock of this area, an area that is actually super popular among locals and that I suspect will be searched for on Shutterstock. So maybe I'll have some success with these. Unless, of course, a bunch of other people will go out and do the same thing. So we'll see how these do over time. Do you sell drone photos? And if so, how do your drone photo sales compare to the sales of your other photos? I've been wanting to fly my drone more often this summer, but to be honest, I've been so preoccupied making YouTube videos that I haven't gone out enough. At least I haven't gone outside of the no-fly zone enough, so I'm gonna work on that because I miss it. Oh, and this is also kind of unrelated, but I thought I would ask this. Does anybody here use the social media app TikTok? I've been reading a little bit about it and I want to try it out, so if any photographers out there use it, I'd be curious how you use it. Maybe we can connect over there. Leave your TikTok username down below because I'd love to go check out what you post on there. Anyways, subscribe to this channel if you are new here. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.